time on a festival. So it's all right. I'll start again. It's heartwarming to see you all taking out time on a festival day. So wonderful. We are happy that we all have gathered today and we have Kripi Singh with us. An amazing, amazing person. I have met her personally a few months back and it was amazing knowing her. So here is a little bit brief about who Kripi is so that we can all know her before we hear from her. I would request each one of you, if you can unmute your videos, it'll be a very informative session and you will enjoy when you see each other more. So that's my submission. With that, thank you so much, Jatendra. So with that, I will introduce you to our host, our speaker for the day. She is Kripi Singh, an accomplished audiovisual storyteller and director. She is founder and creative director of AVW Storytellers. So I call it Storytellers. Kripi has an impressive track record with renowned national and international brands. She is known for her diverse portfolio, which includes films, documentaries, and commercials. Kripi is also an elected council member for CII, Confederation of Indian Industry National and Northern Regional Council, contributing to industry growth and development. So without any delay, guys, I present to you Kripi Singh to talk to us about storytelling.
Thank you so much, Anuradha, for giving such a brief introduction. And thank you, Sahil, for introducing me to your network of people. I would really appreciate if everyone can turn on their cameras. I know people are a little bored and it is today Karwa Chauth, right? And everybody would be wanting to just celebrate tonight. I would also request you to tell me, are you startups, are you SMEs, are you MSMEs? If you can just write it out in the chat box. Startup. Mostly, do we, Anuradha, do we mostly have startups or is it a mix?
Mostly we have startups.
Mostly we have startups, right?
At different stages, of course. So here we have a student of life. We all are students of life, Kiran.
Yes, yes, yes. Lovely, lovely. So let's start today, when we talk about storytelling in sales and marketing, right? There are two extreme emotions. There are two extreme human emotions, right? Which is love and hate, right? You either love somebody too much or you'll simply dislike or, hate somebody. I won't use the word hate because it is a very strong word. You will dislike the person, right? And there would be just think of two people whom you like and whom you love and somebody whom you dislike. Somebody whom you love would be either your spouse, your mother, father, or your friend, right? Godparents, right? Rightly said, godparents. Yes, right? And think of somebody you dislike. Probably a former colleague or an investor who has not really helped you or treated you well, who are liars, of course, Swatalin, somebody who lies, be it any relationship, right. Why am I talking about relationship here? The reason why I'm talking about relationship here is, and think of somebody who doesn't matter to you. I mean, ठीक है तो है, नहीं है तो भी कोई बात नहीं है. Probably your colleague who is equally harmless, or probably a relative whom you are in okay terms, and जब भी मिलते हैं नमस्ते आंटी जी, नमस्ते अंकल जी, और probably a colleague, भाई तू ये काम कर दियो या ये कर दियो, right, जिसका existence या फिर non existence आपको कोई ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता, right? Similarly, when you think of brands or companies, right? Do you think of any company that you love the most, or you really like or admire a certain particular group? You can just type in the names. Probably some people would say it would be Tata. Some would say, okay, I really admire Aditya Birla Group or particular company.
Tata, yeah.
Yeah, Tata is one, right? Tata is one. Why do you think you really like them, or you really love them? What have they done? Yeah, dairy milk कुछ खास है हम सभी में. Right. No, I'm not talking about branding or probably how they have positioned themselves. I'm talking about why would you, or probably if it is your spouse, right, or your friend, why do you like a particular friend, and why do you do not like somebody else, right? Because they have created a kind of trust with you, right? एंड यू मस्ट बी थिंकिंग, हाँ ये तो बेसिक बात है, किसी ने ट्रस्ट क्रिएट किया होगा तभी हम उसको लाइक करेंगे, राइट? बट व्हेन यू थिंक अबाउट एंड थिंक अबाउट अ कंपनी whom you totally dislike, it's completely good for nothing. I would not recommend it. I'm sure people would have names in their mind. Any bad experiences you had with any brand or any company, you can please feel free to type it out, because I really want to make it an interactive session rather than me just going on and on and on, right? Yeah, Indigo. Shwetalin might not have a very good experience with Indigo, right? So can you see a difference between why do you like Tata, right, and why do you like Indigo, right? Are you able to differentiate and identify why do you like them? Yeah. And have you ever thought, uh, is there an emotional connection when we talk about these brands? Hmm? Please feel free to type out. Yeah. Yeah. So when you think about these two emotions, love or hate, right? You will there is a you will have emotions like when you think of somebody you trust, you will have emotions like joy, inspiration, empathy, nostalgia. You would be able to connect with them. You will be able to trust with them. You will be able to you'll have a sense of belongingness. You will have loyalty towards that brand, right? And somebody in a brand you dislike probably did not really really gave you the reason to trust them, right? And you are able to identify and differentiate them, right? So when we craft, for example, if you are a startup, in the field of technology, or you must have created an AI technology or anything, right? There are, imagine if you have like 10,000 different startups who's doing the same thing, right? When they are doing the same thing, for example, if I manufacture pen, right? 10,000 और manufacturers हैं, right? How are you able to differentiate from the rest of the 10,000 manufacturers who are already existing in market? So we are going to learn and discuss about that today, right? When you talk about building trust, right? शुरुआत में क्या होगा? If your narrative or your story is not crafted correctly, right, it won't have an impact. Why? The reason is because you are not serving the purpose what the brand is looking for, or what your audience is looking for, right? If I just go out in the market and I say, yes, मैं भी एक पेन मैन्युफैक्चरर हूँ, आपको ये पेन खरीदना है तो खरीद लीजिए, वरना कोई बात नहीं, right? तो or you might have met also certain people when you would try go out and network, and where you tell your where you tell about your product or service, and they say good for you, right? Keep doing, but they'll not necessarily show an interest, right? This is where storytelling really comes into picture, right? You have to build an emotional connection, right? You have to be you need to have a unique story, which is where you are able to, where people are able to identify and differentiate you, right? So be it, and see, firstly, you can marketing is different and storytelling is different, right? Marketing is more of a gimmick where you are able to, where you try to sell a product through a specific narrative. For example, you say, you drink Bonvita, you become taller, stronger, or, sharper. But at the back of the packet, you see it is full of sugar, right? So that is a marketing gimmick, which where you are trying to sell an ideology to the audience, to the parents, where they just want to, where they have just concentrated on making their, children become more smarter, more sharper, and more wiser, right? So this is what differentiates storytelling from marketing, right? Storytelling is more authentic. Storytelling is more distinct. Storytelling talks about, values. Storytelling talks about the purpose, the reason why you're doing it, right? It adds human elements. If you think about something, somebody you love, it would always have a human element, right? It would be more relatable. It would be more memorable, right? Probably you must have established a trust, a credibility, right? And how do you do it in business, right? Firstly, you craft a narrative which really interests people. And what happens usually is, कई बार हमारे साथ ऐसा होता है कि हमें लगता है हमने ये प्रोडक्ट या ये सर्विस बना दिया और this is perfect. No doubt it is perfect. But is it catering to the need of the people? Is it catering to the need of the your target audience? Right? We need to think on those terms as well. For example, if you build a great product and if you are able to, give out a story, because storytelling is not just कि मैंने अपने ब्रांड के अराउंड या मैंने अपनी कंपनी के अराउंड एक स्टोरी बना दी और मैं उसको बेचने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. स्टोरी टेलिंग इज इंस्पायरिंग, creating a narrative and inspiring them to act, right? ऐसा ना हो कि वो आपका सिर्फ narrative सुन के रह जाए, but yes, inspiring them to act so that it actually makes a business sale, right? It cannot be कि मैंने आज स्टोरी बेच दी, हाँ वो तो मेरी ब्रांडिंग और मार्केटिंग से रिलेटेड है, या it is just for marketing thing and it does not have any kind of impact on my sales. Yes, crafting a narrative would drive business sales. You need to understand also. Okay, how do you really craft a narrative, right? You must have heard of Tesla. Yeah. What kind of story did they craft? They called themselves Tesla, they were also an EV company. और ऐसा नहीं था कि वो एक अकेली EV company थी, right? हजारों और EV companies थी, but what do you think, what really made them stand out? So what they called Tesla was, they called Tesla's electric revolution, right? Tesla's electric revolution mein they came up with a campaign that we are not just an EV company, right? We focus on the vision of sustainable future, right? That evoked a sense of excitement, that evoked a sense of hope, that there was a desire that people also wanted to be a part of the positive change, right? They positioned themselves that they are the pioneer and disruptors in the EV market, right? And this is how they built the brand identity around, technological innovations, high performance vehicles, fleet design. So this is how they stood out, right? And this was their unique differentiation, which helped them stand out in the industry, right? And when you talk about building trust, yes, it was a new company. You must be wondering, अरे नई company है, कैसे build trust करेंगे, अभी हमें और time चाहिए होगा. No, Tesla shared stories of satisfied customers. They shared stories of notable figures, right? Who experienced the benefits owning a Tesla, right? It was not them कि बस वो अपना, क्योंकि आप usually देखेंगे ना sales में, if especially when a startup founder goes out and does the selling, because startup का size छोटा होता है, right? And founder does multiple roles, he's into selling also, he's into creating the presentation for the client, the pitch deck for the investor, doing everything, right? But you need to understand that creating that kind of credibility, you may start with the people whom you have already worked or you are working with, right? So Tesla used the strategy of sharing the stories of customer, satisfied customers, notable figures who were actually benefited from Tesla, right? And they showcase safety records, right? Highlighting that they have done extensive research, and they position themselves as a reliable and innovative choice in the EV market, right? Mostly I've come across questions where people say, अरे हमारे पास इतना marketing का पैसा नहीं है, or we being a startup do not want to splurge in marketing or branding, we just want to focus on our product or service, build it, और हमारा कस्टमर उससे ही आएगा. आपका कस्टमर ठीक है, आपके अच्छे प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस से तो आएगा ही आएगा, बट आपके नैरेटिव से आएगा, right? When you craft an apt narrative for your business where people do understand that कि आपने उनकी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व किया है, right? This is how Tesla positioned themselves. And how, when you talk about somebody you love or a brand that you like the most, or you would want to buy from that particular brand, वहाँ क्या है? वहाँ एक engagement होता है, वहाँ एक memorable communication होता है, right? So Tesla, what they to make it more interesting and engaging and also memorable, they used captivating visuals, video demonstrations. They used, they effectively communicated the benefits and features of the vehicle, right? Which created a lasting impression in the minds of audiences also. And most importantly, when they wanted, they made people the part of the change, right? So people had a sense of purpose, right? By aligning, what Tesla did was they aligned their brand with larger mission of sustainability, combating climate change. Their whole storytelling was focused on the urgent need for clean transportation, right? Where the EVs would reduce carbon emissions, right? And by inviting customers to be a part of the change or the solution, right? They created the entire campaign of Tesla's electric revolution, right? When you talk about a trusted company like Tata, right? Do you see consistency and alignment in their communication? Yes, most of you would, right? So be it their website, be it social media or marketing campaigns, right? You would have seen there is a consistent storytelling effort. It is not that, आज मैंने 5 तरह का ग्राफिक बनवाया अपने ग्राफिक डिजाइनर से, right? जिसे मैंने अप्रूव किया और जिससे ग्राफिक डिजाइनर ने बनाया है, राइट? और उस पर कोई एंगेजमेंट नहीं है, राइट? वी ऑल मस्ट हैव सीन दिस, राइट? कि हमने ग्राफिक डिजाइनर से जस्ट टू कट आवर कॉस्ट ग्राफिक डिजाइनर से बनवाया, वी पोस्टेड इट ऑन आवर सोशल मीडिया, और प्रोबेबली वी गॉट अ वीडियो डन which we posted on our website or on YouTube, right? जिसको सिर्फ आपने देखा है और आपके ग्राफिक डिजाइनर ने देखा है, because it had no storytelling element, it had no narrative which really forced people to engage with it, right? So storytelling effort, and when you talk about Tesla storytelling effort, they had a consistent narrative of, sustainable transportation, technological innovation, clean energy future, and they created a very cohesive and a aligned brand experience, right, among their target audience. But you must have heard of, also the erratic behavior of Elon Musk, right? You must have heard about it. So yes, your your behavior too affects companies. You're the company that uh, you have made, right? So Elon Musk's erratic behavior had both positive and negative effect on Tesla, right? So, and because of his unconventional behavior, controversial statements, किस तरीके के impact हुए? There were volatility in stock price. There was a public perception. It grabbed a lot of media attention. There were issues with employee morale and turnover, and he also invited regulatory scrutiny, right? So yes, controversies. And in the last session, somebody asked me, does controversy also make you popular? Yes, it may make you popular, but it would have its own positive and negative impact, right? So, but you must be thinking, how do we really tell our story? I would request any of the startups here who would like to ask question or talk about their brand, and what we can do is we can craft a story around it, right? Anybody would love to, you can just unmute yourself and talk about your startup. Anyone? Can we open for the question answer round? Yeah, Kiran, you want to ask something?
Oh, no. In fact, I had a very small query, how we can make people believe that our story is quite authentic, because everyone will try their best to showcase that they are genuine.
See, you do not have to showcase you are genuine. You have to be genuine.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. But how we can?
It is not about, for example, what kind of business are you in, if you can tell me?
Actually, I'm just here to gain knowledge. I'm actually working with certain university, but I keep enhancing my knowledge.
Okay. For example, if I come up to you, right, and I tell you that we are a film production company or a video production company, you would say, it is good, what you are doing. But what if I come to you and explain, right, what we usually do, where I talk about how do we really craft a narrative from your brand, for your brand or your company, right? And we just do not shoot from 4 different angles, but we really stitch a story together, which has a recall value, which has an engagement where people relate to. Which pitch would you be interested in? The first one where I came to you and asked you about told you about my production company, that yes, we are a video production company, and this is what we do. काम हो तो हमारे लिए आप जरूर बताइएगा, तो आप कहेंगे हाँ जी मैडम, अच्छा लगा आपसे मिलके, कुछ काम होगा तो मैं आपको जरूर बताऊंगा, right? Or would you be interested in the second pitch where we tell you that we are not the रेगुलर एजेंसी और अ प्रोडक्शन कंपनी जो सिर्फ 4 डिफरेंट एंगल से शूट करके उस पे एक फैंसी म्यूजिक, फैंसी टेक्स्ट लगा के फिल्म बोलती है? नहीं, उसमें क्योंकि नैरेटिव नहीं होता, तो इट हैज गॉट जीरो रिकॉल वैल्यू, जीरो इम्पैक्ट, एंड people will just scroll it, right, on an Instagram feed or probably whatever social media platform they are on. So which pitch would you buy, and which pitch is more authentic?
Obviously the second one, because it
Obviously,
reflects,
right.
the sincerity and all.
Right. So I didn't try to make it more authentic, but yes, what we talked about differentiation, right? How do we really differentiate ourselves, right? And then build a story around it matters. अगर आप खुद जाके बोलें कि I am Kiran Korwade and I am a very honest person, people will not believe you. बोलेंगे हाँ सभी बोलते हैं ऐसा, तो मैं honest हूँ. If Sahil goes out and talks about you, or if Pratiksha goes out or Devang goes out and talks about you, people would be like, "Acha, is he okay?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? I think what I understood correctly is that though we all have very good intent, but it's how to have that first impression kind of a sales speech and having a
Right.
very convincing story, right? That's what.
A very convincing story. So you
Yeah.
do not have to develop a story, but yes, you are able to solve their problem. You are able to connect with them emotionally. It has to be more of positive emotions. It has to evoke a sense of purpose, a sense of inspiration so that people actually connect with you, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
How you are able to differentiate and identify yourself, that is what matters. And how you build a story around it, then you would be really able to sell your product or service. And
Got it.
Hi, uh,
yeah,
hi, Kripi. Thank you for your session on this. Very inspired. And just to add that reason why most of us would like to hear stories is that, since childhood, we are wired to hear stories and they engage us at a better level as compared to a normal Word document text because you keep expecting what is coming next. Is there a conflict? What happens eventually? Does the hero win or not? And that's how I take the DNA of a story, typical story. Just wanted to have your thoughts on what could be a ideal way to start a story. What could be one or two ways in which you can, put your story.
so there is a story arc, right? Just like our Hindi films, where you first talk about a hero who has, gone through tremendous pain, struggles, obstacles, right? How he overcame, right? Or for example, how in your business, how you really excelled and achieved, right? Those particular obstacles or problems or challenges, right?
Sure.
And how you are winning at the end.
Okay. So the way I see it, there has to be a character. There has to be, something normal or good happening in life. And suddenly there is a conflict.
No,
And
no. You start with a conflict. You
yeah,
start with a
yeah,
problem. You start with a conflict.
yeah.
You start with, the kind of obstacles or challenges,
Mm,
people
mm.
are facing. What business are you into? If you can share.
I am in consulting.
Consulting, right? Okay. So what do you talk to people about?
So I do mostly structuring and tax consulting work. So yes,
Mhm.
people come to me with a problem statement
Yeah,
or maybe generic description of their business, and which is where I identify conflicts and I try and help them solve problems.
right. Rather than people coming up with their
Yeah,
problems, right?
yeah,
What you need to do is you really need to understand what are the kind of problems that they are facing
mm,
when it comes to tax planning, right? When it
mm,
comes to, I'm just giving random examples, right?
yeah,
When it comes to GST, right?
yeah,
And if you talk about this problem statement, right?
mm,
And then create a story of how you have helped your previous customers or previous clients, that would make
sure,
an impact rather than just going out to people and talking about, yes, I am a tax consultant or a
yeah,
GST consultant or any consultant, right? Where
yeah,
you first talk about a problem, right? And also sometimes what happens is कि हम क्या है कि हम वो दिखाने लगते हैं क्लाइंट को कि हमारे पास मेन्यू में ये सारी चीजें हैं,
absolutely.
right? But you also want to need to understand that if he wants to have pizza today, right? He
Yeah,
won't have burger,
yeah, yeah,
right? So you really need to sell him uh, only pizza, right?
yeah,
He may come for a burger next time.
yeah. So you are mentioning about relativity. Are you trying to
Definitely.
solve a problem that they have,
Right.
rather
Firstly,
than trying to
pitch in,
trying to,
yeah, rather than pitching in, other 10
yeah,
different things, right? कि मैं
yeah,
tax
sure,
consulting के साथ GST का भी करता हूँ. I
sure,
look at this aspect of the business. No, he is only interested in pizza today.
correct,
He
correct,
only wants to eat pizza today. So you rather tell him, yes, these are the 10 different types of pizza that we serve, and this is how this pizza is really going to solve your problem.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, that's
And
very useful.
yes,
Very useful.
yes. And this is how, this is how you differentiate yourself. ऐसा नहीं है टैक्स प्लानिंग कंसल्टेंट्स
Yeah,
और नहीं होंगे, बहुत होंगे मार्केट में,
yes,
राइट? बट हाउ यू आर एबल टू डिफरेंशिएट कि हाँ, अगर मैं पिज्जा बनाता हूँ, दिस इज वेजिटेरियन, where we serve mushrooms, cottage cheese, this and that over pizza, and there is this thing, right, where you have a non-veg pizza where we are serving chicken, mutton, but how we are different, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You have to build a story around that, and let us not, because I am 10,000% sure each of us have, faced a problem. Jahan networking karne gaye and we are talking about our business and people are like, good, keep doing,
yeah. True, true.
right? And being a startup, you need to understand that until and unless a narrative is not engaging enough, right?
Yes.
It is not going to help your business. At the end of the day, you need sales, right,
Yeah,
to run your business. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
I hope I was able to answer your question.
No, no, very helpful, and thank you for that. And maybe let me just add for the sake of the group's benefit, when we see what are we differentiating on, I think it's always good to look at examples from other industries. So let me just quote an example that if you look at coffee brands, Starbucks may be considered one of the most, admired brands where you want to go, want to spend extra money and have that social media kind of a charm. But at the same time, there are so many brands which have come up lately where people do go. So it's not that the premium brand always enjoys all the customers. Many other brands like Third Wave Coffee or Roadies or some others, Cinnabon, have done decently well. So they also, set up their own story and create their own space in the market.
Right. So when you talk about Starbucks narrative, right, or their marketing strategy, or their, how they position themselves. So it is not just one aspect of it, but there are several aspects, right, where they have thought of how would they really position their brands, how would they really engage with the customer. So they started writing out the names on the coffee, you know,
Yeah,
coffee mugs, right? So they started, and that is how you engage with the customer, right? ऐसा नहीं होता कि, we have always been thinking, when I initially started, I used to think, I'm a filmmaker, I make good films, I've created 10,000 commercials, done good job, done international projects, people would come to me. No, people don't come to you like that.
right.
You have to craft a narrative around what you really do.
Correct. So I think discovery of your USP is also very important, which will fit in your story.
Yes, how are you standing out of the
Correct.
crowd, right? How
What is
are
the
you
X factor? Yeah,
X factor? And sometimes, you might not really have an X factor, right? To be
Mhm.
very honest,
Yeah,
if you think on those lines or terms, कई बार ऐसा लगेगा यार मेरे business में तो नहीं है, मैं कैसे करूं, right?
correct.
But उसी को किस तरीके से आप effectively आप कैसे निकालते हैं, that you have to think of.
True, true.
Yeah, Ankur, please. Yeah. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Mohit. Thank you.
Hi, Ms. Singh. Thank you so much for explaining the narrative and the importance of finding a story on how to pitch your own product. I just had a query. We're a startup of a herbal brand that's focusing on um, reducing women issues, health-related issues. So we're yet to position our marketing angle. We're still figuring things out. So I was wondering, what would you suggest for somebody as new as me entering into a market where anyway there's a lot that's been done, but we have our own particular USP from the point of taste buds. It's a very sweet tea that no brand has yet entered into. So what would you suggest how we
See, rather than talking about taste buds or probably talking about how great your herbal products are, think of
uh-huh,
how many brands or how many companies have actually thought of resolving women's health related issues, right?
right, yeah,
If we talk about हजार होंगी, right?
correct, bilkul.
Build a narrative around how you are really going to help women, right? Because not everybody would understand, है ना? हो सकता है पेट दर्द सर दर्द लोगों को समझ आता होगा, but there are
जी
more problems, right?
हाँ
Be
जी
it
बिल्कुल
related to periods, be it related to menopause, be it related to
बिल्कुल
mood swings, right?
या
And
या
I'm
या
sure when you talk about your herbal line of products, right, it would have all of them. rather than focusing on कि हम sweet, हमारे herbal life products जो भी हैं वो sweet, and no, that won't really sell, right? That
Right.
can be one of the features, but that won't really sell. You need to think of, we are here to solve your problem, right? And being a women founder, I understand your problem, and now we are here to really, um, help you out with that, because just having herbal life का है आपका आयुर्वेदिक ही होगा, right?
Not really. It's a herbal supplement.
It's more of a herbal supplement, right?
Correct. Correct.
Right. So how your herbal supplement will help them
ये
gain
भगवान
the
बना रहा है
health,
मुझे फुटबॉल खेलनी है ना, इसने वो खेलना ना वो.
right?
Hanji.
So how is it really helping the women, right? If they use, so you need to build a narrative around that rather than कि
Focusing on solving their issues, मतलब showing that how we are solving or helping their issues.
right. Because not
Understood.
everybody would understand the menstrual
बिल्कुल,
cramps.
बिल्कुल.
Not everybody would understand, how a week before period, why do women feel that, right?
Right.
So
And do you suggest, matlab, do we do like, just usually I've seen on Instagram and all, people somehow write testimonials or they do some
of
short
course,
films.
of
So
course, do
what more do you
testimonials.
suggest? Yeah.
See, just for example, when I was talking about ki Kiran, ki agar मैं कहूँ कि Kiran himself is saying, I'm very honest, I'm very trustworthy, I'm
Hanji.
very loyal, it won't work.
बिल्कुल.
Let people talk about it,
Okay.
right?
ठीक है.
Let
Yeah.
your customers talk about it. Create videos, right? Ask your customer to create, no matter how badly done that video is. Ask your customer to record it and put it out on your social media. That
Understood.
yes, my product is, really changing their health. We are helping them with their lifestyle, right?
That is more impactful. Understood.
That is more impactful rather than saying कि हम taste bud में वो कहेंगे अच्छी बात है. वो again the narrative would be, कि ठीक है, good for you, keep doing.
Understood. Yeah. No. Yeah, absolutely.
Even if you go to an investor or probably meet somebody at a networking event, if you are not really able to sell your idea then and there, वो फिर कभी sale में convert होगा ही नहीं.
That is true. Absolutely. वो तो it's on the spot moment.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Understood.
build that, and also remember, as I spoke about social media, right? Think of campaigns. For example, we are working with Helpage India, right? So there was this World Elderly Women Abuse Awareness Day, where elderly women in the house are, asked to do some household chores. For example, आप सब्जी काट लो, छोटे बच्चे का ध्यान रख लो, right? And sometimes they are subjected to abuse and violence also, right? Where they are not really treated a part of the family. So Helpage India did ask us to create a campaign around it. So we came up with a campaign, मैं भी हूँ, that I too exist. You may have a life of your own, you may have climbed the corporate ladder, you're busy with your family and your work, but at least acknowledge my existence. Don't make me a part of your vacations, right? But at least acknowledge my existence, that I too exist in the family. So अगर हम सिर्फ एक फिल्म बना देते, उसमें कहते कि नहीं जी मारना नहीं चाहिए और उनको फैमिली का पार्ट बना लो, कितने लोग कनेक्ट करेंगे?
बिल्कुल नहीं.
Right?
And maybe you can,
Which narrative would you really connect with? You will connect with the मैं भी हूँ narrative.
Absolutely. Yeah. मैं हूँ.
Right.
I
So
exist. Yeah.
being a founder, you need to think on these lines rather than कि अच्छा दंत मंजन है तो हम दंत मंजन बेचने लगे. No. Or probably false selling. We are not doing false selling here. We are creating an authentic narrative where we are really helping out women with their issues. अब taste bud से आपको क्या क्या achieve हो जाएगा? It can be one of the features कि हाँ हो सकता है कुछ percentage और कुछ section percentage of women who would not like the taste, right? Or who don't
Yeah.
want to have something bitter, or तब आप sweetness की बात कर सकते हो, but that would be a very small percentage.
Mm. Yeah,
That is
because
not,
women are usually willing to have
yeah,
anything as long as it helps their health. Correct.
right.
That is also true.
Women do like khatta. You'll find all the women at Pani
Yeah.
Puri stall,
Yes, that is true.
right? So build a narrative, think of campaign, think of, how can you really make the difference in people's life, and stitch a narrative around it, rather than कि मैं बस हर्बल का प्रोडक्ट बना रही हूँ और मुझे बेचना है. No, nobody is looking at your sales. People are looking at that, yes, if this product is helping me to change my health, my lifestyle, or probably help me with, sanity, I would want to buy that product. अगर 5,000 का भी है तो मैं भी खरीदूंगी.
बिल्कुल. As long as it's helping,
It's
assisting my
helping
health.
me.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
Don't sell out packages कि कि बस हमने बना दिया, हम बेच रहे हैं.
Hmm. No, I understand your point.
And
No, thank you so much. Huh.
especially with startups, people considered it a fad, right? It is just an in thing where everybody wants to, make a company, some product, be a billionaire or a millionaire in 2 years. No, we are developing a sustainable business. We are developing a sustainable health for women. This is what we are talking about.
Correct.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Now I know कि मैं कहाँ से शुरू कर सकती हूँ. I can now position myself in a better way. Thank you.
Right.
All right. For the people who are listening to me for the very first time here, my name is Govind Kaushik. I'll be moderating the session further. And guys, any questions for Kripi Singh right now? Please raise your hands or just type in the chat box if that's comfortable for you. We are in the Q&A session, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
Any specific questions regarding the session, guys? And ma'am, Kripi Singh, in case you want to touch on certain points, if you
I
would.
think today is also Karwa Chauth, and everybody would be busy with the celebrations now. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
Kripi,
think,
I would like to ask something.
yeah, Navneet.
Yeah. So something you already talked about. So the thing is, I'll just give you a brief about myself. I work for a company that creates HR technology software products. So it is basically to help the recruitment industry automate their recruitment process. So being into the B2B SaaS space and using storytelling into our marketing techniques. So the challenge here is that there are a lot many competitors who are creating such kind of software. And while marketing, they are touching the same pain points. They are using almost the same storyline. Even the features what we have, even they also have the same. So when you have to show the world that, okay, see, this is our USP, or this is how we are different. Talking about the reality, there's nothing different as such. Mostly everybody, they are doing the same thing. So how do you use storyline or storytelling in to face this very challenge?
See, Navjot, you've rightly said that, there's nothing new that you're offering, right?
Right.
And people are using the same storyline. So now what you have to work on, rather than, of course, you will create a narrative, or you will create a storyline for your business, which would be that, yes, I am helping you with the issues, right? That you as a company face, right? Which is related to recruitment, onboarding, blah, blah, blah. But now what the second point comes is that you have to give them a service, right? Which other people are not giving. And this is how you will be differentiated. It is not always by the story, or it is not always by the narrative, but yes, by the kind of service that you're creating, right? The kind of experience that you're creating for them. Because ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आपने packaging किसी भी चीज का बहुत अच्छा कर दिया and you made it look amazing or beautiful or truly spectacular, but your service is completely shit. No, that cannot happen. उसमें
Right.
storytelling can also not work for you, right? What would work for you is that you really have to show those companies that yes, the kind of credibility that we have is whenever you need it, we'll be there, right? Whenever if you would have a problem, or if you would face a problem while operating it, right? Because it is a software, right? उसमें बहुत सारे errors भी होंगे, कुछ कोई ना कोई conflicts भी रहेगा, right? तो sell them the kind of quality of service that you're going to provide.
Okay. So the
Right.
experience we are giving to our
Yes,
customers.
yes, because हर समय ये नहीं हो सकता कि अगर आप बिस्किट बना रहे हैं, राइट, 10,000 बिस्किट बनाने वाले हैं मार्केट में, आप कितना भी कह लो, नो माइन इज चॉकलेटी, I've got the almonds from California, or cashew nuts from here, all good, उसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है, but how are you really providing them with the quality of service, right? बेचना आसान है, सॉफ्टवेयर एज अ सर्विस आपको लोग बेच देंगे, राइट, बट उसके बाद क्या? तो आपका नैरेटिव वहां शुरू होता है कि you may have used n number of softwares, or you may be presently using it, right?
Right.
But how can we help you with the quality of service कि अगर आपको आज issue होता है, that is resolved with in an hour or 24 hours, or my accounts manager, or my probably the person who is handling that particular account, right, will get get the bug fixed,
Right.
right? Your narrative would be there. और ऐसा होता है, ऐसा ऐसा कोई बहुत these are and do not fall for fancy words, gimmicks, jargons, no. होता क्या है आजकल मार्केट में, तो ये ट्रेंड चला ही हुआ है कि you talk you throw out some fancy words, jargons, and people are very impressed कि पता नहीं क्या अलग कर रहा होगा, कुछ अलग नहीं चल रहा है, right? People are providing the same service, but packaging it in a manner. And here you can talk about after sales कि मैंने हाँ आपको सॉफ्टवेयर बेच तो दिया, बट मैं उसकी गारंटी भी ले रही हूँ, right? That this is how it will work, and if there is a bug, if there is a problem, right, how are we helping you with that problem? If you remember, LG ने एक कैंपेन चलाया था, I don't remember it was LG or Whirlpool, कि हमारा टेक्नीशियन आपके घर 24 घंटे में आ जाएगा.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember.
Right? ऐसा नहीं था कि वॉशिंग मशीन नहीं बन रही थी, बनाने वाले भी बहुत थे. But what is that identification and differentiation कहाँ पे हो रहा है?
Yeah, so they talked about the service they are providing, the customer support. Okay. Got it.
क्योंकि लोगों को वहां दिक्कत है ना, मैं खरीद तो लाऊं, मैं हाथी तो खरीद लाऊं, बट उसके बाद क्या? Who is really going to help me tame that elephant?
That's right. Yeah.
And people are often afraid of कि भाई ठीक है, it is not that the money would matter for them. They would be willing to spend 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, whatever your yearly subscription is, right? It is like भाई अगर इसमें कुछ गड़बड़ होती है, will you be able to help me out? Right?
Okay,
Are you getting my
got
point?
it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that answers my question. Thank you.
Can I just add to that?
I have a question. Suppose if a company is starting tomorrow, they don't have any client as such as of now. What should be the kind of story from your experience you would like them to share?
What kind of story? What business are you into? Are you into any business, or you're thinking of starting a business?
No, I'm not talking about myself. It is just in a way a hypothetical question. Suppose if there is a company, they are starting only tomorrow. They don't have any background as such of clients or authentication or validation or whatever, client satisfaction. So how do they pitch to the first client?
So you are saying that कि मेरा कोई ऐसा credibility नहीं है, trust factor है, and it is not that people have worked with me previously, or there are no customer testimonials and all of that. But yes, I'm starting out all completely new. And how do I really build a narrative? This is what you're asking. See,
Exactly.
Firstly, I'll again come to the same point that अगर आप पेन प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं या फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप च्युइंग गम बना रहे हैं या अगर आप रबर बैंड बना रहे हैं, हाउ योर रबर बैंड इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम 10,000 rubber bands that are already selling in the market would be your first pitch, would be your first narrative. How is it really going to help that particular person or the target audience? Because I've usually seen that, I'm sorry, I'm going off the topic, but किस तरीके से मेरा प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंट है, राइट? मैं उसके बारे में बात करूंगी, मैं ये बात नहीं करूंगी कि मेरे पास पिछला कोई बैकग्राउंड नहीं है. नो, दैट इज फाइन, एवरीबडी स्टार्ट्स आउट न्यू, बट व्हाट आई द नैरेटिव आई क्राफ्ट वुड बी that yes, my product has this and this capability or my service has this and this capability. I would want that this is how I stand out from rest of the market, and this is the kind of problem that my product or service is going to solve for you.
All right.
Thank you very, very much. Thanks a lot.
We are also towards the closure of the session, and just the time in mind, and today is a very good festival in India, right? We call it Karwa Chauth, and I was just joking with my other friend today that in case it would have been a British festival, they would have called it a Karwa Chauth fest, with people exchanging their spouses while they go and attend this fest, and some kind of offers going on. Anyways, so thank you so much, Kripi Singh, today. I believe this was a brilliant session. There was a great turnout, people listening to stories. एंड गाइस, अगर आपको नहीं पता हो कि पहले जब स्टोरीज होती थी ना, उससे ही जान बचती थी, क्योंकि ये बाकी सारे स्टडी मटेरियल्स तो नहीं थे. तो एक दोस्त ही बताता था कि उस जंगल में जाएगा तो शेर मिलेगा, तो इसलिए वहां से ना जाइए. तो अ स्टोरी कैन save your life, and a story is very important in sales, and I'm a sales guy. Biggest brands are built on stories, like story of just being different. Nike tells you a story, do it and start, and they recognize themselves with athletes. So I guess you can build a story of your own and with your own clients, and no story are same, because you have your unique experiences, as I do have mine and other people in this room. So I believe everybody has a different story to tell, and it's only your point or perspective how you tell this. So any final thoughts, Kripi ma'am?
No, I'm very thankful to people present here. Thank you so very much for listening to what I shared with you. And I would be happy to help you. I'm sharing my email address and my phone number. If anybody wishes to connect with me, can. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Guys, bye for now. In case you have anything, please DM our team, reach out to me, reach out to Sahil, reach out to Keshav, reach out to Anuradha, and we will see you again on a Wednesday. Bye from now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.